Tom Hartman, and I built this signal group because I know what it's like to trade in the dark. Second guessing every move, chasing unreliable calls, getting burned by noise. I wanted something better, so I created it. What I offer here are advanced signals backed by premium indicators I've crafted from years of hands-on experience. These aren't cookie-cutter tools. They're grounded in multi-timeframe logic, tuned for cross-asset trading and built to handle real-world conditions, not just backtests. But here's...
Bitcoin is going to hit $150,000 this month. You heard right. July 2025, Bitcoin is going to hit an all-time high of 150. Are you ready for it? I don't think you are. Stay tuned for Sunday Fuel.
The year is 2020. As the old financial empires collapsed and crypto drowned in noise and false prophets, one man lost everything. And in that loss, he was called. Through the wreckage of his own failure and the precision of his charts, a higher force revealed what others could not see and entrusted him with a mission to guide others through the chaos he barely survived. They call him Sacred Prophet. And now, the revelation is yours to claim.
Welcome, everybody, to Sunday Fuel. I am your humble leader, Sacred Prophet, joined as ever by my Aaron and training, Peter Bad Guru Hartman. How's it going, Peter?
It's going well. 150? 150.
I have one question and one question alone to ask you. If you knew that Bitcoin was going to hit 150 this month, what would you do? What would you do? If you knew that the fix was in and Bitcoin guaranteed would hit $150,000, do you think you would still be using your excuses as to why you haven't signed up at sacredprophet.com for free indicators in order to be able to trade at 50x leverage
Excuses?
or whatever kind of trade you want to do?
Are people making
Would you
excuses?
say, "Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week"? Is that what you would say? Would you pass on 27-1 odds on Polymarket that Bitcoin gets to 150 because you go, it's a little bit too cumbersome getting my crypto inside of the right wallet at the right time, blah, 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 blah. Is that what you would say? Silence!
Okay.
Insanity. Peter, what would you do if you knew that Bitcoin was going to hit $150,000 this month?
Go all in, I guess? Are you telling me I should go all in?
I mean, just about. What you should definitely not be is on the sidelines. You know what I found out this weekend, actually, was that there's people who are Bitcoin maxis, crypto enthusiasts, follow the market and all that, who they think we're in a crypto bull market right now, and they're not levered to the upside. They're not levered to the upside.
Has incurred the sentence of excommunication.
Absolutely insane. You're watching a prize fight between a bull and a bear, and you know for a fact that the bull is going to win. And someone walks up to you and says, "Hey, I'll give you 27-1 odds that the bear wins." And you go, "No?"
Too risky.
You say no to that? Isn't that insane?
There are no guarantees in life, Tom.
Sorry?
There are no guarantees in life.
Okay. I don't accept this. I was watching Caleb Hammer. Have you seen Caleb Hammer? The YouTube channel? Cable Hammer.
No.
He does very popular, 2.2 million people on YouTube. Does financial audits for people. They come in public. They give all their books. They give their bank accounts. They give their credit cards. They give all that stuff, and he brutally savaged them for their spending habits.
Oh,
And
yeah, I think I've seen this.
yeah, it's very fun, very entertaining. It's like all the joy of like red pill manosphere TradFi or TradCon, but without any of the like political thing. It's like you just get people get roasted for their poor decisions. Obviously, poor decisions. They have no leg to stand on. It's great. It's fantastic. But I found out just people making, average to low average money, or even slightly above, they'll have $50,000 of debt, $100,000 in debt, $150,000 in debt, and none of that debt was crypto or trading related, which blows my mind. Wait a minute, you're perfectly fine with racking up debt at 30% interest that'll take you 22 years to pay off. But if I tell you, go do a 50x leverage trade, that seems too risky. You'll go get sushi for $100 a person. But if I tell you, hey, just go buy $50 worth of sushi and put $50 inside of the market and make extra money, you go, no, it's too risky. I don't like to gamble. I don't know anything about trading. Well, you don't know anything about the financial system or credit either, and you have no problem making those bets. You have no problem giving Visa and MasterCard and American Express your money. That you have no problem with.
Look, Tom, I think anybody who's watching this right now definitely wants to put their money in the market, probably has their money in the market. You know, we're not talking to the mom and pop buying sushi. We're talking to people who are ready to put their money in. But
Okay,
the question
even if
is,
that's the case,
how likely is it that Bitcoin hits 150? I don't know.
well, when Bitcoin was at, let's pull up the chart here. When Bitcoin was at 97,000, just 1 month ago, June 16th, Bitcoin was at, 97,000 on the lows. People there were talking about the end of the cycle. I always love to talk, Peter, about the end of the cycle. Bitcoin drops a little bit. Cycle's going to end. Bitcoin drops. It didn't even drop 30%. What was this drop? What was this drop? This was a drop of 12%. So like, not even a cold. It was like a sneeze. Like nothing. Perfect time to get to buy in. No, they think it's going to be the top. And the thing is, I know you're saying people inside of the markets, they're not the audience. I shouldn't rail against them in the same way. Those are the people I'm talking about too. Because when we go take a look at the liquidation map, are we seeing the called coming in droves? No, we have still 2.5 billion short and 700 million long. Where are the called, Peter? Where are the called? The cursed are out here getting wrecked, betting on the downside of something that's never going to come. It's not going to come until the end of the cycle, and we are not at the end of the cycle yet. Yet they have the conviction to bet against what surely isn't a sure bet. But the people who are in the crypto space, in the financial space, who could see a chart of Bitcoin going up and to the right since 2023, the bull market here, I don't know if you noticed, Peter, has lasted longer than the bull market from COVID, right? From COVID to the peak, it was 86 weeks. From our low to where we are now is 138 weeks. Did you know that? Did you know that the bull market you're in right now for crypto, for Bitcoin, is longer than any bull market we've seen in recent history? Did you know that, Peter? Drop in knowledge here. And still, with no signs of abating. In fact, we have signs we're increasing. We have signs that we are not even halfway to the peak, that we're just starting to get good. The longs are at 700 million for leverage longs. Oh, how disgusting. the failure, the fallen. Where is your conviction? Where is their belief, Peter? The called aren't coming. Insane. Absolutely insane. So that's why I wanted to talk about today. The people in the crypto space, they know Bitcoin is very likely to hit 150. If they didn't know it before, they know it now. We're at 120, knocking on 120's door. All right? The people on Polymarket betting on 120 being hit are already laughing, making money. All right? Peter, right now, 120 is at 91% odds, right? Just to give you an idea of just how crazy the odds market is. We are at 119. And you can still make 9%. You can still make 9% right now betting that it's going to go up $1,000 within the next 2 weeks. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that absolutely insane? So when I say that the Polymarket markets, these beta markets, the event markets are not priced properly, they're just not. We're inches away from Bitcoin hitting 120, and you can still get 9%, which is more than whatever you're getting inside your bank account. Beats bonds, I'll tell you that. Can you imagine that?
You got to pay taxes on that.
Fine, Peter, fine. Then 125. 125 is still at 56%. 100 gets you 175. Come on. So 150 that I'm talking about, that's at 2% odds. This shouldn't be 2% odds. Are you kidding me? This should be at least 10%. Yeah, that means you could 5 times your money I put it in. It'll cover your taxes. It'll be fine. $100 right now and 150 bet gives you 2,900 dineros, pesos, lira, CAD, pounds.
Not
Money.
financial advice. Do your own
Rupees.
research.
It's not financial advice. You put $100 right now, which is the cost of a sushi order, your Korean barbecue, that they're going to, Peter, they're going to. Watch Caleb Hammer. These people are taking out debt for all kinds of stuff. I didn't know people had like 4 or 5 credit cards. Do you know people have 4 or 5 credit cards?
I think
didn't know that.
I think I have 3 or 4.
Maxed out? All of them maxed out?
No.
These people are taking cards, they get maxed out, and they go get another one. That's how they get more credit. They just go get another card. Absolute insanity. There are people on the
Sorry, go ahead.
There's people on the Caleb Hammer show who they have credit card statements for credit cards they can't even remember getting. They don't even know what's been purchased on it. But because they signed up for whatever subscription or whatever, it just keeps going. And they're like, well, I'm making my minimum payments. That's what they're thinking. I'm making my minimum payments. And I go, fine. Peter, I have sympathy for millennials and Gen Z and all that for not understanding. The world was not set up for us to succeed in that way. We did not learn about it in school. We didn't learn about it from our parents. We didn't anything like that. I get that we're in the hole. I'm just saying that if they're going to make irresponsible decisions that way, why aren't they making irresponsible decisions from their point of view of doing 50x leverage trading or Polymarket bets or get more bang out of your buck? If you want to have fun with your friends, okay, instead of going to the bar, get a bottle of vodka, sit at home, and start buying cryptocurrency. Start doing leverage trading. Start doing these Polymarket bets. You'll have a grand old time.
Okay, but not everybody knows how to do that. Like, how do you do a leverage trade? There was a comment on one of our videos. You've yet to do a video explaining how do you do a leverage trade.
Fair enough. I am your leader. And it is my duty to show you the way.
Oh, is it?
Look, I've been spending my time elucidating markets, creating indicators, trying to show and educate people of what direction to go into. And you're right, people need more than just a point in the right direction. They need a hand to hold, a guiding hand. And I'll provide that.
Oh,
you know what can help with that? Head over to sacredprofit.com, sign up for free, get those indicators, get your numbers up. Show me that you want the help, and I'll provide it to you.
Why don't you just do
Peter. I'm a shepherd.
You're
the whole point is I'm supposed to bring the flock to fertile lands, to greener pastures. and I'll do what I need to do. But I need the sheep to follow. So get your bye fingers over to sacredprofit.com, click on the link, register. It takes only a few minutes, and I'll help you out.
Are you the only one saying that Bitcoins are going to hit 150, or is everybody saying that we're in the bull market's going to the moon? Like, what's the sentiment out there?
That's the thing. That's my problem with the other shepherds, right? They are speaking and they go, hey, Bitcoin's going up. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. I could tell Bitcoin's going up. All right. And they go, it's going to go high. I think it's always by the end of the year. I think it'll be this. By the end of the year, I think it'll be this. Who's your boy out there telling you week by week, day by day that I go, hey, this week Bitcoin is going to skyrocket, and then it does? Who's your boy telling you this week Bitcoin's going down to 74, and then it does? Who's telling you that? I don't know anybody else doing it. Look, Michael Saylor and I, like that. I get it. But he ain't giving you the blow by blow. He ain't giving you the dailies on this. I am. I'm sticking my neck out there, calling it week by week. You show me another mofo doing that, I'll show you a brother in the Lord of Liquidity. But I ain't seen it.
Okay.
All right. Peter, I just want to show you this. I just want to show people just how easy it is once you have the tools to see what I'm seeing. I'm here to share my sight. For those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, open your hearts and let me in. Don't worship me.
Don't worship. It sounds like you want them to worship you.
This is a chart of Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin without indicators. If I were to ask you here, Peter, what price will Bitcoin be at? Or if I were to ask you, is Bitcoin going up or down from here? What would you say?
Up, baby.
And if I were to ask you, hey, how low can Bitcoin fall from here? What would you say?
Oh, 20,000.
And if I were to ask you, 20,000, you're saying, if I were to ask you, how high can Bitcoin get within the next month or two? What would you say?
I don't know. We're pretty high already.
We're pretty high already. You hear that? You hear that, folks?
I mean, look at
I'm
it.
sure that's what you're too.
I mean, look, you got to be fearful when people are greedy and greedy when people are fearful. It's going up and up and up.
You don't know. You don't know. You know what'll help? Hey, let me toss on one of our free indicators from sacredprofit.com into the chart. Tell me, where can Bitcoin fall to? 91. At the end of the cycle, when we get down to the end of the cycle, where will Bitcoin fall to? As the energy of the prophecy is read right now.
What?
Prophecies are made from the moment we are right now. We could always change in the future, but right now, if Bitcoin were to fall to the low of the cycle, to where would it fall to?
91?
91 up here? The cycle was over.
Oh, sorry. What am I seeing over there? Hang on. Put your mouse up with that orange line.
Orange line here?
Yeah.
43.7.
I guess that's the lowest it could go?
That would be the lowest it can go. Isn't that interesting? That before, when I asked you, your feeble mind said, hey, 20,000. I don't know.
What?
As soon as I put on just one of our free indicators, you go, I know where the cycle low is. 43,000. That means if you wanted to take a bet, when people were down there and we were down at the $40,000 level, $50,000 level, people would take a 2x bet on Bitcoin, leverage bet on Bitcoin, and be fine. They're not going to get liquidated. But you didn't know that then. I get it. You didn't have these indicators. Go to sacredprofit.com, get the indicators. If I were to tell you now, Peter, that's just one of them. Let's just move off. This is Bitcoin again. If I were to add this to the chart, where would you say that the current bull market would start? The current bull market that we're in, where would you say it started?
It started, I mean, move your mouse over to the right. Right there, with that first green box. The yellow box,
Exactly.
maybe. Yeah.
That's right. The yellow box right here. Perfectly obvious. Right after our red levels, the first yellow, then the green, and we blasted off from there. Where did the bull market, the last bear market, start? Right over here, from yellow to red. Again, COVID here, yellow to red. Again, over here, yellow to red, Mt. Gox. This indicator, without any fancy gimmicks or anything at all, is telling you the ebbs and flows of the cycle. There aren't really any red areas in the bull markets, and there ain't any green in the bears. How could Sacred Prophet create an indicator that so accurately displays the cycles? I don't know. Maybe he is connected to the Lord of Liquidity. So if you take a look at that right now, when you take a look at the bull market that we're in right now, Peter, are we finished the bull market? Are we done?
No.
No. And I made it easy for you. There's no red. There's no red. We not done. Smooth brain. Get on board. Now, if you had an indicator like this that could help you time the tops and bottoms of markets to know when to get in and maybe where to get out, how much would you say an indicator like that is worth?
Oh, well, Tom, I'd be willing to pay $1,000 for an indicator like that. What?
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I don't need to sell it for anything like that. I want to give it to you for free. Gratos. Best deal on the internet. All you have to do is go to sacredprofit.com, click on the link, register. Takes a couple of minutes.
Take it. It's yours.
Exactly. Exactly. You get it. All right, Peter. I just want to get this. I just want to hit on this point once more. People, you're spending money right now. Look, you listening right now. You're spending money right now. Right now, you know you are on things that are not going to bring you any extra cash. That, as far as risks are concerned, are the ultimate risk. You're spending it on Papa John's pizza. You're spending it on drinks at the bar. You're spending it on a car you can't afford. You're already doing it. And I'm not asking you to stop doing your ridiculous spending habits. Go ahead and continue. All I'm saying is peel off a couple of those to invest in 50x leverage trading or on polymarket bets. Is it hard to get in? Yeah, it's a little bit hard. It's a little bit hard. The ATM that spits out money randomly, okay, it's in the jungle. You have to go through labyrinths and mazes or whatever. You have a big rock following you, sort of Indiana Jones style. I get it, a little bit hard. But it was just as hard for me to be drinking all my money away and at 22 years old and waking up in some city I don't even know how I got there. That was also hard, but I did that. It was hard to talk myself out of the, drunk off my buns, arguing with the taxi driver because me and my friend vomited all over his back seat and he wants to get me to pay for it. That was also hard, but I did that. People are spending their money on other things that are hard, taking time to do other things that are hard, but they're not going to do the thing that's basically guaranteed to mint the money. You're out there taking courses in order to be able to pick up girls. Nothing's going to help you more than that, than having money. Get the money first. You're out there trying to be a girl boss at your business. Nothing's going to give you more runway than having money. Go to sacredprofit.com. Sign up.
I don't sacredprofit.com. I think I got it. I think it's clear. I think the majority of people who are going to watch this are already sold. They're ready to put their money in but they don't know how to do it. Tom, when are we going to be sacred profit? When are we going to be getting the explanations of how to do these leverage trades? That's what I want to know.
A wizard is never late.
A wizard is never late.
Okay.
It'll happen when it needs to happen.
Okay.
What needs to happen first is that people need to show me that they want my knowledge and my help.
It's not the way it
Go to
works.
sacredprofit.com, sign it up. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Get those numbers up, and then I will spend my hard-earned time helping you make money for nothing. Did I mention the $0, Peter? Did I mention that?
Okay.
I'll make the videos. I'll make the walkthroughs. But it's hard to get the motivation when people are just sucking on the teat of my empathy and not giving me the likes and subscribes that I need.
They're watching.
Do you know if people contact me directly, I will spend an hour, 2 hours talking to them and walking them through the whole thing. I want to help people. I just need your praise.
Okay.
It's not because I'm egotistical or anything like that.
Right.
It's just that the Lord of liquidity speaks through me, and the more you praise him through me, the more clarity I get. Peter, have you seen Dune 2?
Yes. No spoilers.
For Dune?
No
Thinking
spoilers.
out-
It's a movie
Weeks
that's
ago.
it's no. Are you about to spoil Dune too?
Okay.
You can
All right.
spoil it. You just gotta spoil alert people.
Heroes season 3, season 4. Okay.
Yes.
Samuel, power to shake the earth. But his power is very limited on his own. But the more specials he has around him, the more people with powers he has around him, the stronger he becomes. That's the situation I'm in. So I need you to provide me with the likes and subscribes and registrations, all free, so that I have the power, the ability to help you. Peter,
Question.
I'm going to build this whole thing so that it's all like automated and people can make this money on their own without any problems whatsoever. They could click a button and do it, but the chicken's got to come before the egg.
Okay. I got a question for you.
Let's hear it.
Mister. Oh my God, you're crazy today. How do you know? No. Why do you believe that Bitcoin is going to hit 150? What's driving this move?
It's interesting how you might say that. The naysayers out there, the shorts, the 2 billion shorts, and it was a lot more than before, remember? It's like 11 billion shorts, we're at 2 billion shorts right now. A lot of people, for some reason, don't understand this very simple thing. The financial system is rigged. It's rigged for her pleasure. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
It's rigged for Wall Street and governments. That's what it's rigged for, the elites of the world. And you need to be able to follow along what Elysium and District 1 are doing. You need to know what they're doing. What they're doing is debasing your currency. They're debasing the currency. That means they're making currency within financial markets worth less so that you need more of them, or so the assets have to go up in nominal value in order to match the debasement. That's just what it is. So it's an inevitable process. The Bitcoin people have been telling you this for the longest time. The Austrian economics people were telling you this the longest time. The libertarians are telling you this for the longest time. You debase the currency. History will tell you this. You debase the currency, assets go up in price in order to match that new level, and you get poorer. But for sure, assets go up in nominal value. For sure. For sure. So it's guaranteed that major assets, high-performing assets, real estate, all these things are going to go up and to the right. That's a guarantee, 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 guarantee. There's no way around that. The whole system is dependent on that happening. And we can go all into the details of the value of collateralized loans and how much the debt refinancing cycle and the business cycle and the whole thing. But just accept the fact that the system is designed to siphon money away into these assets, the financial system. So there's no doubt that it's going to go up and to the right. The question is, when do the ebbs and flows happen? And we get this telegraphed by the participants within the systems, from the fiscal side for government and from the monetary side from central banks. They want us to know, well, I'm sorry. They want the elites to know, and the would-be elites to know, what they're going to be doing in order to make sure that they're not panicked. They got to make sure that the people who have the assets and who have the money to invest into things don't panic, so that they continue to invest. You can imagine this, right? That's the goal. Keep things steady, keep the promises going, keep the liquidity flowing. So we can track their behavior. We know what they're doing. We know what's being said. We know that the government and the central banks are going to say and do whatever is necessary in order to keep this game afloat. So that's why we are rising, because they've been doing this now for the last year and a half. And it takes a while before that liquidity shows up in the charts, and it takes a while before that flows off. Unless a crisis happens, it takes a long while before that stops. That's why there's been a bull market in Bitcoin ever since the lows of 2023. Why? Because we had inflation like crazy from 2021 to basically, well, inflation's been high, period. But we had this big run of inflation and scare and uncertainty. And we had, if we pull up the chart over here, we had Bitcoin that fell from the highs of November 2021 all the way down to the lows of 2023. Risk got blown up, Celsius, FTX, Luna, 3 Hours Capital, all that sort of thing happened. Inflation happened. It was problematic. But then that settled down, and now we're back to moving up and to the right. Remember, the move up and to the right is the natural move for the market. Right? Because if they're debasing currency, the market's going to go up and to the right. The only reason it stops is that people who have money, have assets, get worried temporarily. But this is the world we live in, up and to the right, folks. You think it's special on Bitcoin? Is that what you think? You think it's special on Bitcoin? S&P, NASDAQ, gold, up and to the right, folks. The chart goes up and to the right. So when you ask me, Peter, how do I know? Nothing else happens. Nothing else happens. Meta, Facebook, Google. It's going to go up and to the right. You think I'm going to find one of these charts and it doesn't do that, Peter? You think that's what's going to happen? No. Up and to the right. And Bitcoin is the most up and to the right of them all. Now, let's take a look at the trades for last week, and then let's project what's going to happen over the next 2 weeks and why I'm so confident Bitcoin gets to 150. So we did a Revelations episode of this last week. You're going to take a look at that for more details, but let's just do a quick rundown over here, where last week, which started over here, remember we said whatever move happens on the first day of the week, the Monday of the week, fade that move. The reverse will happen. So just like over here for the week before, it went down and then went back up. This week, it went down and went back up. So it went down on the first day and then rose. It rose from there. Where did it rise to? The first trend line, then the second trend line, and now we're bumping against this trend, which we were talking about. Do you remember we were talking about this last week, Peter? I said we're going to be bouncing around this level, and we have two things that could happen. Either we're going to fall lower and then move up, or just continue moving up. That was those are the two scenarios. And it looks like we're trying to break above. So the move for last week was textbook. Pull back on first day, reverse the trend for the rest of the week. With, if you could have pullbacks at all, it'd be pullbacks to the daily levels, which we never actually got to. Well, we got to it over here on the on Wednesday, and we got it to over here on Saturday. Saturday's always sideways day, Peter. I don't know if we're going to be calling it permanently sideways Saturday. It's not always the case if there's news, but almost always Saturdays on Bitcoin are flat. So it's textbook what we saw last week. And now on Sunday, as we're moving up, it's suggesting that we're going to have a breakout this week. So the question is, what happens with Bitcoin on Monday? So on Monday, so that's for the trades for last week. The trades for last week is us continuing our long bias. And if we were ever going to add into our position, it would have been if we dropped to the daily level of 102.3. But the likelihood of that happening, like I told you guys last week or the week before, was that we would not really get much lower than this trend level because it matched up with our waves and matched up with our daily levels and matched up everywhere. There was not any likelihood that we fall below there, and that's exactly what didn't happen. We did not fall anywhere below there. So we just maintain our long position all the way up over here. And if you did what I've been doing for the last period of time, you're up 400, 500%. So next week coming up. So one of two things will happen. Again, I still have my long bias. We're super bullish. And at the end of the stream, I'm going to actually show you a pattern that's suggesting that Bitcoin is about to explode dramatically. But here, for Monday, what we would want to see, actually the healthiest of the moves, would be for Bitcoin to fall from where we are here to the weekly level, which, and we'll find out more at 8 o'clock, but it'll be 112, let's call it 112.9. All right? Now you'll notice here, Peter, that that's 112.9 level, this red level, is coinciding with the trend line and the daily level that we missed. Coincidence? The Lord of liquidity doesn't work in coincidences. So there is a possibility that on Monday, between Monday and maybe the beginnings of Tuesday, that we fall to the 112.9-ish area. All right? There is a chance that come Monday and beginning of Tuesday, we fall 5% to meet the daily, weekly, and trend levels. If that happens, Peter, what do you do?
I volunteer as tribute.
You volunteer as tribute. You lever into that position, not financial advice, and you take as much risk as you can stomach, 2.5% of your portfolio at most, and you ride that wave up, not financial advice. Peter, I think you're muted. Can't hear you. All right. So then, if that doesn't happen, we're going to break out anyway, and we are going to head to the next trend level, which is 123. 123, 124. Now, here's the fun part. Here's what I promised you. I think there's a better than average chance, essentially guaranteed, that within the next 2 weeks, and possibly this week, that we actually hit around 153,000 on Bitcoin. That we go up significantly to there. That we head from over here to something like, let me show you. Yeah, that we head up. 1 second here. That's right. In fact, we could blow past. We could get to 180. So there's a very high likelihood that I think Bitcoin blasts off 60 to 70% before the end of this month. I'll say that again. Based on historical patterns for what happens when Bitcoin is in the state that it is right now, the odds that Bitcoin blasts from where we are right now at 119,000 up 60 to 70% is very high. I know you guys are excited. Let's take a look at the charts. So these bullish impulses that happen within the markets. So if we take a look over here at Bitcoin during this cycle, we move up, sideways, and then down. Move up, sideways, and then down. Move up, sideways, and then down. All right? These impulses are then followed by major moves up, right? So once we get past the initial green areas and we get into a yellow area of consolidation, once we break out of that yellow consolidation, we move up significantly. Here we moved up for that period of time around 70%. When we pull back again, here we moved up about 70%. And so I'm expecting something like that, around 70% to around 160,000. All right. We take a look at previous cycles. Again, 1, 2, and then we get the blast off up. Here, this was a short-lived cycle. So let's ignore that. Over here, 1, 2, 3, then the blast up. Here is actually a lot more since it's in the past. We blast off 70%. 1, 2, 3, blast off again. This one blast up 186%. And it was even true in the 2012 cycle. 1, 2, 3, blast off. And I guess I think it was 2,000%, something like that. Yeah, 2,000%. So we have this setup over here where the bull market that we're in has been confirmed, where we're not only is it bullish, we reached the all-time highs, we're in price discovery territory. The green areas are confirmed. We are in a bullish state, and we are at the beginning of the next impulse. So we're at these beginning stages of the next impulse, which means that this blast off, this candle that we're seeing right now, is the beginning of a big impulse move, right? So this candle is like the candle over here, is like the candle over here, and so on, right? Like the candle over here. That means we likely have 70% to go from up here, and we head to, let's call it 160 this month, because they happen, each one of these blocks are 30 days. So we just started on this day, and when it does the blast off, it happens within that month. All right? Happens within the month. Happens within the month. So you might be like, hey, Tom, that's a pretty bold move, 70% in the next 2 weeks. I don't know what to tell you. I can only show you what the Lord of Liquidity provides. It's up to you to take the reins, because
when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
That's the world we live in here. That's the world we live in. All right, we're going to wrap it up, folks. Just letting you know, once again, if you knew Bitcoin was going to go higher, even if you can, I'm wrong about this next 2 weeks. If you think Bitcoin is going to go higher, not being leveraged in any way, either through the odds market on poly market or using the indicators and trading like I'm talking about 50x leverage on Bitcoin, is stupid. Okay? Especially when you're putting a burrito at 27% interest on a credit card that you already have maxed out. Put that money where it needs to be. Make the money that you need to make. Because, Peter, I'll just make it clear for these people. If you think your retail job, your customer service job is going to allow you to make enough money to buy a house, to retire, much less buy a house or anything like that, if you think that's what's going to happen, it is not. We are in the fourth turning, folks. Whole institutions are being completely flipped over. And that's without new technologies like AI and crypto and the tech revolution. Old systems are crumbling. The things you were dependent on in the past don't work. What your parents and your nonna and people told you to prepare for the future has been a promise that's been squandered. And we know this intrinsically because of how the financial system is made, how the holy global empire is set up. Now, this is not a problem lest you ignore it. If you don't, it is an opportunity that comes once every 80 years at most. Do not ignore the call. Be one of the chosen. Go to sacredprofit.com. Sign up for the indicators. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll be here for the rest of your life, folks. I'll be here for the rest of your life. All right. That's it. Guys, I know I'm amazing, but as always, don't worship me, folks.
Don't worship me. No, no, no. Lift up the stream that parts the sea. I'm just a vessel in
It's hard to see the future, folks.
guiding you through these markets.
I can't do it alone.
Praise where the river
I mean, I can, but it's more fun with you.
only carry the flag.
I can absolutely do it alone. I don't actually need you, but it'd be nice if you joined along. See you next week.
Yeah, step